barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So, I want to attempt to make things as clear as possible as it relates to Terrence Crawford and all. I read that article by BoMac, but the underlining thing is, here's a truth be told. BoMac, Team Crawford, Terrence Crawford needs to fully understand. We are the only YouTube conglomerate, I like that term, conglomerate, that does narratives, that does opinions. Every other medium just reports what people tell them, like in terms of interviews and pretty much interviews. We interpret interviews, create narratives, drive home talking points, make people stars and the superstars. And at the end of the day, I want Terrence Crawford and BoMac to fully understand this. 1000%. I personally, and I know I speak for many others, we want you to win. We want you to get all the money. And in order for you to turn this into fruition, you got to turn the media into your allies. And that's the one difference between you and Earl Spence. Earl Spence will interview for 20 minutes. He's calm, he's poised, he has an inviting spirit. Terrence Crawford doesn't have an inviting spirit. And you guys may say, who gives a fuck? See, people on the outside looking in are going to say, who gives a fuck? But people who know what the truth is, people who really know, boxing purists, not the novice fans that come in and talk about how I'm being disrespectful. Another Terrence Crawford video. No. I want to help him get the fight. If they were smart, they would fly down or make a way for a black fight fan to get to that fight next week. Yeah, they got the biggest show on YouTube. I would do it because we don't, honestly, who is Terrence Crawford? Outside of his family and outside of his stories on Instagram? Some people may say he just wants to be comfortable. He's just a guy that's really happy where he's at, and that's it. He believes maybe he's the guy who feels he reached the pinnacle of his career. You know, he's at the apex. It's nowhere to go. Or he wants to be the greatest of this era. You know, it's wide open. I think the winner of whoever comes out of the heavyweight and whoever comes out of 147 right now, based off public opinion, is the greatest fighter of our era per se. Right now, this era of crop of fighters, whoever wins Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence fight, and whoever wins Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and now Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, those three, whoever comes out of that is the most demanding fighter of this era. And if one of the Charlos can knock off Canelo, tall task. But if they can knock off one of them, those are the men of our division. So Terrence, I don't care what you say. I know you watch my videos because I can hear in the interviews and your tweets and your family's tweets and BoMac's response. I don't care if I interview you or not. I'm to the point where I don't care. I'm not mad at you. However, I want you to get that $50 million that's hanging right above your head against Earl Spence. I want Earl Spence to get that $50 million that's hanging right above his head. But because he talks to the media, it's a 60-40 fight in Earl Spence's favor. Not because he's better than you, but because of in the court of public opinion, he's a better person than you. He's more accessible than you. And that's the trick. That's the trick. See, at the end of the day, and this is only going to touch a few people who's going to get it. When you don't hang around us, when you don't have conversations with us being black people, we really forget who we, not we, I'm not talking, you tend to lean on the people that's in the boardroom. But when in reality, the motherfuckers that cut hair for a living, I'm a handyman for a living basically, truck drivers, lawyers, doctors. We the ones that push your narrative over the top. They create the contracts. We fulfill the contract, if that makes any sense. So I just want you guys to understand, this ain't an olive branch. This is just facts. I can care less if the only way I'll cover your fight is if you're on the B side of a PBC fight, or you're fighting a PBC fighter in a major city. But I want you to get that $50 million you rightfully deserve. You've earned it. You know, you're the only person to unify a division since 2001, 2002, somewhere in there. I forget. Was it Bernard Hopkins? Help me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't recall. But that's the truth. You need media. And now BoMac understands. Now when you look back at my videos, BoMac, because you put all the onus on Todd LaBeouf. You put all the onus on him, right? You put all of it. Oh, if Todd LaBeouf got to make the fights. But if you had us in your back pocket, we would murder Todd LaBeouf for you. We would murder Todd LaBeouf. Todd LaBeouf is not the greatest guy in the world. I've called several times trying to get an interview with you, Terrence Crawford, and they've ignored me. I have Todd LaBeouf's personal cell phone number. I've never used it. I went the media route. I've never gotten an interview from you. And I want to do the interview to build your brand. Not, Terrence, I don't care what's in your pocket. I just want more of it to be in your pocket. I don't care how much you're worth. I don't really genuinely care how much money you have per se. I just want it to be more. So at the end of the day, I have no qualms. I'm going to go on about my day. I'm like you today, Terrence. I'm going to the gym to work out. Obviously, you're a much greater fighter than I can ever possibly be. But I'm going to go to the gym. Then go hang with my family. Same thing you do every day. I see on your social media. You hang out with your boys. You talk shit. You wrestle. You do all that shit. I just don't have a lot of friends like you because I'm not in camp right now. So my friends, I got 9 to 5 jobs and they working for the most part. But I said all this to say, you better start attaching yourself to some media outlets that dictate narratives. You know, the other mediums, they're great if they're interviewing you. But your talking points that you need to get out, like the biggest talking point now is top ranking Todd LaBeouf could potentially be holding you back. But because you have no allies, who's gonna consistently bring that up for you? So I personally don't care, but I think that this needs to be brought up. And if Terrence, and here's the catch, if Errol Spence don't respond to you, everything you do and say falls upon deaf ears, because Errol Spence did his part already. He did his part. If Errol Spence ignores you from this point forth, you have no say-so in the game. You have no say-so in the game. Remember, I'm on the ground. I go to every fight. All right? I not every fight. You guys, that's a hyperbole. But I go to many fights. I cover fights. And I can dictate the narrative. Like how, remember BoMac? I set off that whole weekend. When I dropped your line when you said they live in paycheck to paycheck, I set off the whole weekend. All 3 days was about that. If I don't mention you to the fans, to Errol Spence, and I'm being real. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm not. But what I'm saying, there's a certain energy when I go to Errol Spence and say, well, he said this. Errol Spence feels comfortable dictating to me how he genuinely feels. I don't spin Errol Spence words. I have a decent relationship. I have a better relationship with Derek James. And all that does is get more money in your pocket. But when you don't do interviews, Terrence Crawford, when you don't do interviews, you have BoMac speaking for you, no one cares. We're going to admire your talents in the ring. I'm going to admire you destroying Jose Benavidez next week. I think I think the second half of that fight, however long it lasts, you're going to have the most fun you've had since Victor Postol in the ring. I'm just being real honest with you. I think you're just going to murk that dude. But here's the catch, Terrence Crawford. I need you to have high humility, fight week. everything I say as it relates to building fighters up is always 100% facts. I don't care what nobody say or how it goes about. Is 100% facts. You need to be more humble and more open this week and start creating narratives so media members can follow those narratives and build those talking points for you. So you have an understanding. You understand what I'm saying? But you don't get it. You know what I mean? And I want and I'm coming from a genuine, honest perspective. I want you to win. I want you to get all the money. I don't want all the money in ESPN hands and Bob Arum and Todd LaBeouf hands. Todd LaBeouf makes more money than you, and he's never thrown a punch. Just being real honest with you. Shouldn't be that way. So, anywho, hope you have a great fight week next week. I already know you're gonna kick that nigga's ass in there. I ain't worried about you. I'm gonna watch the fight. I'm gonna find a stream and I'm gonna watch the fight. And you gonna bust that nigga's ass. But more important, I want you to kick the media's ass. I want you to. I want to wake up Wednesday at your media workout and you saying something. BoMac is gonna talk his shit. But Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday next week and Saturday, I need you to be that dog. Anyways, man, I'm about to hit this gym. It's Friday. I've been working on my inside left hook. Past few times I've been in the gym, like working on that quick left hook. You know what I mean? You know, just in case a nigga think this shit is sweet. Nah, you know I don't. But it's nice to have it in your back pocket. You know what I mean? When you know, I know my hand speed is far greater than the average person walking the streets. I really don't have any worries as it relates to a motherfucker coming up to me trying to get me, because I know I'm gonna land my punch first for the most part. If you ain't got no training, you know what I mean. But I've been working on that inside left hook. Oh man. Jab, 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 get inside, feint the right hand, bow, inside left hook, short left hook, jab, 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 get inside, feint the right hand, roll, bow. That's what I've been working on. So I'm getting better at it. I gotta remember to stay on balance, man, because on the inside, you have a tendency to lean on the person. You know what I mean? Like your natural tendency is to lean on your opponent or lean on the bag. I don't want to lean on the bag because I want to pivot after I throw that left hook and, you know what I mean, and keep working. You know what I mean? I want to roll off that left hook and drop him with the right hand. You know, push his head to my right hand and bow. You know, let him have it. So, because that left hook is gonna line up my right hand. Anyways, man, I'm just talking. I'm just attempting to be better, get better every day. And so Terrence Crawford, I wish you well. I'm like I do every fight week. Everything you put out, I'm gonna watch. And believe it or not, you may disagree, like it, love it, or hate it. You need to understand two things. I'm rooting for you. I don't have any ill will towards you. I love the fact that your sisters and everyone else supports you, and but I'm rooting for you. I'm genuinely rooting for you. I wish you get out of that ESPN contract and come up with Bud Crawford Promotions. You know what I mean? And get every fighter that comes out of Oklahoma, Nebraska, the northern part of Texas. I hope you get all of it. I want you to get all of that. South Dakota, North Dakota, all that entire region deserves to be yours. Anyways, man, I'm just filibustering now because I'm driving to the gym. So y'all can cut off anytime. I ain't talking about shit. But yeah, man. So yeah, that's it. I done done enough talking. Barbershop Conversations, man. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Patreon. I forgot to mention that. 2 free tickets. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. I will get you in the fight. 2 free tickets. 2 free tickets. Sign up for my Patreon. I got like 9 Patreon members, so it's only 9 people to choose from. It's only 9 people that have a chance. So you have a 11.1% chance of winning tickets to Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. I'll probably do the drawing Thursday at the final press conference, so you can pick up the tickets at the weigh-in, and I'm pretty sure I can get you a, you know what I mean, I'll do my best to get you on the inside for the way. I'm not going to make no guarantees or promises. So we'll do the drawing Thursday at the final press conference, and I'll give away tickets. I'm excited, man. Hopefully somebody wins the tickets, and we'll go from there. So anyways, man, Barbershop Conversations, man. Feel free to subscribe button. Follow me on Patreon. Terrence Crawford has a fight next Saturday, 13th. He's going to beat the shit out of Jose Benavidez. And this ain't... And for those of you going to say, oh, Fred just being sarcastic. I'm not being sarcastic. I think Terrence Crawford is the shit. Like, I think he's the shit. I watch him in the gym, and sometimes I watch the shit against Postol, how he used his footwork and used his distance to beat the shit out of Postol. I practice that shit. You know what I mean? I practice Floyd's lead right hand to the body. I practice all that shit. You know what I mean? So, anyways, man, Barbershop Conversations, man. I'm just a weekend warrior pretending like I used to be good. Like I used to be good. I'm just hanging. Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.